Welcome back to the show. So, I used to do these frequent trips to Vegas last year, and I was flying there quite often. And one of the things that I really look forward to when going to Vegas was Milk Bar. They had these cornflake marshmallow chocolate cookies, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know just how amazing they are. Well, today on the show, that's what I'm doing. I am doing Milk Bar's cornflake marshmallow chocolate chip cookies. And when I tell you these things are to die for, they are to die for. Like, I will order so many of them, and by the time it's time for me to go, I will order like a dozen. And by the time I'm leaving Vegas, they're probably all done, and I probably got 2 left. But you know what? Instead of just rambling on about this, that's right. Let's get to it. So we are back, and as I say, I'm doing Milk Bar's cookies. These cornflake marshmallow and chocolate chip cookies that are like to die for. And I got this recipe from Christina Tosi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name right. But she is over at Milk Bar and she makes these cookies. So the first thing we are going to do, we're going to start with some softened butter. So we're going to start with 2 sticks of softened room temperature butter. So we have our butter in here, and to this we are going to add granulated sugar and brown sugar. And we are going to mix this for about 2 minutes on low. Now this is a very important step in this process because we're going to mix this on low for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to crank this up and we're going to mix this for exactly 8 minutes on high. The next thing we are going to do, and we are going to add 1 egg, and then we're going to add a ½ teaspoon of vanilla. And she suggests dark vanilla. Now we're going to beat this until it just comes together. And now we're going to scrape down the side of the bowl. We are going to turn this to high for about 10 minutes. So now that we've been mixing for about 10 minutes, this is nice and creamed. What we are going to do, we're going to scrape down the side of this. What we're going to do now, we're going to add our flour, our baking soda, our baking powder, and our salt. And we're going to mix this on low for maybe 1 minute. You do not want to walk away from this. You just want this dough to come together about 1 minute because we do not want to overmix this dough. So just until it comes together, maybe about 45 seconds to a minute, and it has come together. And this is all you want. This dough is just to come together. And what she says, it has to look shaggy, and this definitely looks shaggy to me. So now we're going to turn this to low, and we're going to add in our cornflakes. And our chocolate chips. And we're going to mix this for about 45 seconds, no more than that. And once that's added in, then we're going to throw in our marshmallows. And we're going to mix another 30 to 45 seconds until they're just combined. And there we are. That's it. And what we want to do is we want to scrape this down. We're going to take our hook off, sit it here, and we're going to get down in there, get down to the bottom, and we're going to make sure everything is mixed. Because we want to see chocolate chips and marshmallow throughout this entire dough. So our dough is all mixed and ready. I have a 1/3 cup scoop. And what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that we fill this, pack it, and we're going to separate it just like that. And we want to make sure that we separate these two because you don't want these close together. So we're going to do 2, 1, 2, 1. And it's exactly what she suggested in her video, to separate them into 2, 1, 2, 1. Because what we're going to do with these, before we pop these in the oven, we're going to let these sit in the fridge for about 10 minutes because we want the butter and the egg to kind of like solidify a little before popping it into the oven. So we have our cookies all set and ready. We have all our trays ready to go. The next thing is to put these into our fridge for about 10 minutes. Let the butter and the egg kind of like get cold and solidify, and then they're going into a 375-degree oven. And once these come out, we'll be ready for our taste test. So we'll be right back. So welcome back, and I have a few trays of cookies going on because I did experiment with some. And the reason why is because I'll go to this first one here. Now, the recipe, the original recipe, it calls for baking at 375 for 18 minutes. And this is what I got. This is what I received. And this is what I got. This is what I received for baking at 375 for 18 minutes. It's a good cookie. If you like a nice, crunchy, crispy chocolate chip cookie, this is definitely it. But it's not the Milk Bar cookie that I am used to. Now, our second cookie, this was in the fridge for about 15 to 20 minutes. Well, actually like 20 minutes. And what we have is, it's close to what I get from Milk Bar, from what I'm used to. Just without the brown edges. They're usually a little thicker than this. But this was done at 375 for 10 minutes out of the oven, in the oven for 10 minutes. Now this is cookie number 3. These were in the fridge for 30 minutes. And they went in at 375 for exactly 9 minutes. And what I got was the cookie that I am used to. Even to touch, it's nice and soft. When you get it, it breaks and you get that nice pull with the marshmallow. So this is the cookie that I am used to from Milk Bar. So what I did is, I did cookies the other day and they still weren't as perfect as I like them. So I went back to the drawing board and I did these at 350 degrees for 9 minutes. And when I tell you these are the perfect cookies, they are the perfect cookies. So 350 degrees at 9 minutes. It's the perfect temp to cook these at. And these are really nice. And I want you to see these, just how they break and spread apart. And yes, yes, yes. Look, these cookies are the bomb.com. Like, probably the best cookie I've ever tasted in my life. They are so nostalgic right now. They are taking me back to Vegas, to where it all started, at the Milk Bar. These cookies are phenomenal. So, if you want to do them at 350 for 9 minutes. And that's after sitting in the fridge for about 10 minutes. And the nice, perfect, nice size. Look, just try them. I promise you, you're going to love them. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Hit that like, share, subscribe button, and smack that notification bell. That way you stay up to date on the next video that's coming out. And in the meantime, happy eating and peace out. These are good. Mm. Mm, 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 mm.